Okay, so I wanted to do something really fun and just kind of measure how much growth I've gotten within the last 4 months. Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I wanted to update you guys on how my rubber plant is doing. I repotted this plant about 4 or 5 months ago, and I just wanted to share the progress with you guys. So if you're interested, then keep on watching. Okay, so here is my Ficus Elastica, also known as a rubber tree or rubber plant. In today's video, I wanted to go over the type of soil that I used, the light that it's getting, how much water it's getting, and also how much growth I've gotten since repotting this plant. And I also wanted to share with you guys the problems that I've encountered since repotting this plant. Okay, so let's talk about the soil. If you haven't watched my repotting video for this plant, I will go ahead and link it in the description box below. But if you recall from watching that video, I did use a 1-to-1 ratio of regular household potting soil mixed in with 1 part cactus mix. And that mixture seems to be really light and airy. The soil dries out fairly quickly, and the plant seems to be liking that mixture. Okay, so let's talk about light. So this plant sits right in front of my south-facing window and gets about 3 to 4 hours of direct sun. Now, I was a little bit concerned about giving this plant too much direct sunlight. However, it seems to be doing fine, and there's no signs of stress on the leaves. Okay, so let's talk about watering. So I water this plant every 7 to 10 days. Typically, I let the soil dry out in between watering, and the soil dries out pretty quickly, I would say, because it is in front of a south-facing window, and as I said before, it does get direct sun. Okay, so on to my favorite part, which is how much growth have I gotten since repotting this plant? And I have to say that I've gotten a lot of growth out of this plant. So if you recall from my repotting video, I mentioned that I didn't really get a lot of growth out of this plant last year, and it just seemed to have stopped growing. And this plant is known to be a very fast growing plant, and so I was really concerned why my plant wasn't growing. So now that I've repotted this plant, I've gotten about 3 to 4 leaves out of each plant or each stem. It's pretty amazing how fast it's actually growing now. So I don't know if that's due to repotting this plant or if it's just because I'm giving it more sunlight. Either way, it's doing a lot better, and you can actually see that I am getting new growth. I have a new growth right here, and I have a new leaf that's coming out here, and then each stem has about 3 new leaves. Some have 4. In addition to that, it's also growing this little baby plant right here. Can you guys see it? This guy here? Okay, so I wanted to do something really fun and just kind of measure how much growth I've gotten within the last 4 months. So I'm going to just take one of these plants here, or one of the stems, and for this particular stem here, you can tell that it's a new growth because it kind of comes out a little bit thinner. The leaves are a bit thinner than the older leaves, so I know these 3 are new, and then I have 1 more on the way. So I'm just going to measure from the very last plant when I first repotted it to the tip of the newest growth, and I'm going to measure this in inches. So I'm looking at approximately 4 to 4.5 inches of growth within the last 4 months. So let's pick another stem just for fun. So from the last growth, so that one grew about 3.5 inches. So it's pretty amazing, what repotting has done for this plant. In addition to that, also the light that it's getting, it's just absolutely amazing how quickly this plant grows if you're giving it the right conditions. Okay, so lastly, let's talk about some of the problems that I've encountered since repotting this plant. So one of the things that I've encountered was mold that started to develop on top of the soil. And what I would do is I would just pick out the mold, but it would continuously come back. Now, some of you guys had commented in my previous videos that it was possible that I just didn't have circulation or good circulation. Some people suggested that the soil was staying moist for too long. Now, as I said before, as far as the moisture goes, the soil dries out fairly quickly because it's near a south-facing window and it is getting direct sun. The moisture on the soil is really not an issue for me. However, it is possible that I just don't have really good circulation in my home. So it started to develop mold, and what I did that was suggested by one of you guys is to try a hydrogen peroxide solution that was diluted with water. And so that's what I did. I did 50% hydrogen peroxide diluted with 50% water, and it seemed to have worked. I haven't seen any mold in the soil since doing that. So I think that really did the trick. All right, so the next issue that I had, and it was pointed out by so many of you guys, was that I don't have the burgundy color in the underside of the leaves. And as you know, that this is a Ficus Elastica burgundy plant. It's completely lost its burgundy color. I wasn't sure if that was due to sunlight, so I did do some research. As far as I know, there's mixed reviews. Some people say that it's due to inadequate sunlight, and some people say that it's due to not enough humidity. I know my plant gets enough sun because, as I said, it is getting direct sunlight. However, it is possible that I don't have enough humidity in my house. I probably just have your standard household humidity, and it's possible that it needs more humidity to maintain that lush burgundy color. Okay, so here's a final look of the plant, just so you guys can see. It's growing quite lush. It's doing really well, and I'm absolutely happy with it. Hopefully this video helps you guys if you've been having issues with your rubber plant. Now, everybody's experience is a little bit different, but I just encourage you to try different things. Give it more light, maybe try repotting it. All right, so I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you enjoyed watching it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to see more videos, and I will see you guys in my next one. Thank you.